Welcome everyone into a brand new edition of Serving the Valley. It's a chance for you to get a look at some organizations that are doing their part to make the Cedar Valley an outstanding place, quality of life, to live, work, and play. Today we spotlight the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber, and joining me is the CEO, Steve Dust, in your 11th year. Welcome to the show again, and I'm excited to get an update because every day, every week, every month, there's new and exciting things that you are doing and your staff is doing to better the Cedar Valley. And we talked with you last year, and I know a lot has happened since then. But for someone who hasn't maybe been in the know, let's break down what exactly is the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber. What is it that you and your staff does to better our community here?
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you for the chance to be here, Eric. And I want to start by saying thank you for your small business activity, for your activity with the Alliance and Chamber, and you're kind of archetypical of the kind of small business that we want to be able to serve and make a stronger market so that you can grow too. The Alliance and Chamber it has two primary functions. One is to help businesses grow the economic base, and so we work with businesses when they want to invest, when they want to grow their business in whatever, however you would characterize that, find a new facility, buy new equipment, find and train additional employees, gain new technologies. It runs the gamut. We're trying to grow the economic base to increase wealth for all of our folks. And then the second thing we do as a chamber function is to help build this community as a place to be successful in business. Okay. So everything we do is from the business point of view, but a lot of what we do has to do with what kind of communities are we building, what are the attributes that we have and the amenities that we have to draw people to this community, to keep them to in this community as a region. So the two primary things that we do is to make this a better place to do business, and then help those businesses that want to do business here find all the resources they need to either grow their business or start their business here.
And when you're talking about resources, businesses are always looking to grow, to expand, to move to different areas, but also growing their employee base and plugging in trained professionals. How can the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber help with both those? Because those are two completely different types of
They really
needs.
are. And traditionally, economic development was all about land, building, equipment, and financing. And today, the big component to that is talent. And you're going to be talking with our talent coordinator later on, Danny Laudick. But talent development, retention, and recruitment have become the primary focus of many economic development organizations now, and we're no exception. The talent pool has to have the right skills that are matched to the requirements of business today. And so our challenge right now is to create that match and to attract the right kinds of talent to the Cedar Valley to fill those roles to fuel your growth, our business's growth. So that is a huge component, and with our unemployment rate going down and staying very healthy, and we have to work with everyone to make sure that they have the skills that are going to make them successful in the Cedar Valley economy.
Well, a huge project that you are working on as the president of TechWorks as well. Give us an update on that, and what exactly is TechWorks, and why is that big for the Cedar Valley?
Yeah, it's a very important kind of subsidiary of the Alliance. It was an old manufacturing plant from John Deere, gifted to us in 2006, that we have spent a lot of time on getting ready. So here we have a historic campus of 30 acres.
And we have a graphic there that kind of outlines that.
Where a lot of the buildings around those two existing buildings were removed so that we could keep the best buildings for future uses. Historic building, historic plant, that's where John Deere tractors were made, and a lot of history of the Cedar Valley manufacturing was created on that campus or realized on that campus. So now we're propelling the Cedar Valley into the future of manufacturing through the Iowa Advanced Manufacturing Network Hub, which is being located in one of our buildings with UNI and Hawkeye Community College, and their introduction of both 3D printing for industrial applications, that's called additive manufacturing, and a design center, because design methods have changed along with production methods. So the students at UNI who are interested in technology and the manufacturers all across Iowa have a place to come on our campus to access the talented people from UNI and Hawkeye to help them understand the next leap in manufacturing technology and the design technology that goes along with it. So we're very excited about that. We have space in that same building for laboratory users. Some of the most modern wet lab facilities in this part of the state, if not in Iowa, are available for our manufacturers and others to use. We have the Makers Group from the Cedar Valley that's getting started in that building as well. We have a lot of manufacturers from all over Iowa that are already coming to that place to learn those technologies. So we're very excited about that. Right next door to it, in another building that we have preserved, a developer is putting a new hotel, a conference center. John Deere's proprietary training center will be constructed in that building. So we're really making an imprint on the riverfront of the Cedar Valley in downtown Waterloo with the TechWorks campus. We also have a number of outlots around in that 30-acre footprint. Those outlots are going to be used for industrial applications that complement what's going on inside what we call the Tech 1 building, and commercial applications that complement what's going on inside the Tech 2 building. And then we have a really cool riverside site where we plan to invite developers to show us their proposals for a marina operation on the river to serve the entire Cedar Valley. So it's a busy place. It's Iowa's first redevelopment district that allows us to access some financing. It is Iowa's first Strategic Infrastructure Fund recipient to help fund additional machinery and equipment for UNI and Hawkeye to build out the manufacturing network hub. So it's a place that everyone should watch, and it's really cool, Eric, because it's a place that's bringing the Cedar Valley together. To focus on our manufacturing heritage while at the same time building the future of manufacturing.
Do you have the history and looking to the future and using the Hawkeye and UNI students? We'll touch more on that and a whole lot more with the CEO of the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber, Steve Dust. Stick around for more Serving the Valley.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back to Serving the Valley. A new guest, Danny Loddick, joining us here. And Danny, talk about what you do for the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber. We touched on it a little bit in that first segment, but why is your job important to continue to grow what we're building here in the Cedar Valley, making it a great place to work and live?
And so much of it's, as Steve touched on, with our unemployment rate getting to the point where it is, talent isn't just about, replacing positions or helping to fill people into the roles that we have now. It's about what can we do to prepare for the future, make sure we're aligning our training with what our businesses need. So we look a lot at how are we connecting people with the opportunities that we have in the region, career opportunities, what are we doing to get people into those roles, make sure they know about them, make sure training aligns with them. So we do we go out to career fairs all across the state, both here locally and across the state, UNI, Wartburg, Iowa State. And we work with them on trying to educate their students on what opportunities do we have here, what type of community assets do we have, quality of life. And then we try and bring them back to the region by showing them what we have, because a lot of times students just don't know what's out there.
Yeah.
They don't know what businesses there are, what job opportunities, so we try and connect them. Then also we have a job board on our website, workthevalley.org. You can go to find it. And what we do is it's not just a job board for posting positions and hoping people come to it. We are actively going out there through some of our social media platforms to figure out how do we get these in front of employers? How do we get these in front of potential talent to know that that job board is there, the opportunities? We actually had a perfect example. One of our companies who posted a job up there, within a week of posting it, they already had an applicant from North Carolina.
Really?
Who was a resident of Cedar Falls, grew up here, saw the position, and kind of followed Live the Valley, our social media site, because they wanted to keep up with what's going on in the area. And they saw that position, applied for it, and now they're moving back here to the Cedar Valley. And this is someone who had moved away to start a chain operation. Now they wanted to come back. So that's a perfect example of what we're trying to do is how do we take these career opportunities we have, show them to people around not just the Cedar Valley, but around the whole nation, show them what we have, and then how do we help connect them with the businesses so they can actually get that employment. And not only that, but through the job board, as Steve was talking about, it's more than just the jobs, more than just connecting people through those positions. It's the quality of life. It used to be people chose where they wanted to work based on the job. They would search for a position, get hired, move. Nowadays, and I know this is similar for me when I was looking for positions, we look at what's the community like? What assets do they have? Is it the kind of place we want to live? So then once they found a position or a community they like, then they look for a position. They look for what companies are there, what type of job opportunities are there. So it's not just about can we find them a job, it's what type of community do we have? Do we have the type of amenities that people want, the quality of life? So we work through our Live the Valley platform and several other initiatives to look at what amenities are people looking for, what are they trying to find in our community, and then we help market those not just here locally. We want to build that internal sense of this is a place we want to live, this is a place we love to live, having that sense of community, that identity that we can help share to the rest of the world. How are we telling our story about who we are? And then we want to be able to show other people what we have in our community. And then through that, also showing them the job opportunities that we have, connecting them with that. And through some other quality of life things with our students and interns, we also look at how are we connecting them while they're here. We've got interns from around the world coming here in the summer. And sometimes, you're just getting your internship and you just do your work and you don't experience the community, all the assets we have. So one example is we do a summer social for all of our interns. And we had about 120 interns this year, all at summer or Lost Island Water Park. They had a chance to get out there, meet each other, network with others in the community. We provided food, had a couple of raffle prizes, provided them resources on what's going on in our community, quality of life, things like what's going on at the trails, what activities, what music do we have going on. So we help connect them with all those things, including young professionals for all the opportunities that we try to bring them together to network, to get to know each other, know what businesses everyone's working at, and show them all those amenities and opportunities.
And what's amazing is just how diverse we have of different types of businesses and different types of interns and employees needed. So when you have a day at Lost Island Water Park, you have people from across the country who are doing an internship here, but in all different areas and fields. Steve, why is that important, the work that he's doing? Why is that something the Greater Cedar Valley and Alliance says, we need more of this, and when they're here, we need to roll out the red carpet and show them this is where you want to work full-time, even if you move away for a couple of years, to move back and start your career here?
The easy way to say that is we need talented people. We need people who want to build their career here. We're getting more success with foreign direct investments, so more foreign operations are starting and building here. Our businesses are strong and they're finding new ways to employ people. So we have to get the attention of talented people, like Danny says, who are looking for the place to live and then find the job opportunity. We have to get them to look at the Cedar Valley, and his programs are helping our talented people see them, and then on the other hand, helping our businesses find them, connecting talent and opportunity. So it's absolutely critical to the future health of the Cedar Valley economy that we're successful with this.
And Danny, a big part of your job is just listening. I mean, what do the businesses need? and what are they looking for, and how has that grown maybe to where you're constantly in contact with them, so that when you do go to a career fair or recruiting, that you're making sure you can connect them and make that as positive as possible.
That is a very important issue, because even growing up here in the Cedar Valley, I went to school here, moved away for a little bit for a position, came back. I still had no idea what was available here. I mean, I knew a lot of the main companies that you see the ones on the side of the roads, the John Deeres, the Targets, but you don't know about the incredible variety of positions that we have. So a lot of it is when we talk to those students or the employers, they are looking for specific skill sets that maybe only their company needs. And the students don't have access to that information. They don't know what that company is looking for specifically. They have the generalities of, I'm looking for a software development position or looking for a manufacturing engineering position, but they don't know specifically what that kind of employer is looking for, the soft skills they value. Do they really value leadership and they're looking for someone that will be able to step up and take a higher role? Or maybe they want really strong technical skills. It varies from employer to employer. So we go out there and talk with all of our employers about what specifically are the needs they have. We're actually right now going through a big research process of talking to our employers. I had a survey with 70+ questions that goes into diving deep into the training, the recruitment retention issues they have, or how are they involved in education, and looking at those specific skill sets they need, so that we can go and sit down with you and I, sit down with Hawkeye, and tell them this is what these employers need, here's the trends. If there's something that multiple employers need, how do we bring them together to start addressing that issue? For an example, for some of our healthcare companies, it's not just about bringing in more people, it's how do we expand the workforce we have internally? How are we making use of all the people we have here in the community that maybe had barriers to employment? We have the disabled community, we have people from ethnic backgrounds, refugee populations. What are we doing to break down those barriers? So for the healthcare organizations, we brought some to the table, talked about what type of positions do they have that are maybe entry-level positions that can eventually work into higher positions. And then we also brought to that table Hawkeye Community College, representatives from UNI, representative from Embark, the Burmese refugee representative group, and talk to them about what are those barriers you're facing. Now that we have everyone at the table together, how can we break those down? What resources are available to start addressing these needs? We're working with Hawkeye Community College on a healthcare training program that mixes both basic skills training and language training with the technical training that educators or the healthcare positions need, so that it helps bridge that gap between the people that maybe have those skill sets. There's people from Embark or from Burma, Myanmar, that have those skill sets, master's degrees, PhDs, but they don't have the language training. So it's how do we bridge all of that so we break down those barriers and get people into those positions.
I love it. Awesome. So that's really talking college and beyond, but Cedar Valley is much younger, but getting that instilled. It's someone who might not know. Steve, what is Cedar Valley, and why is that important to have right here in the Cedar Valley?
Absolutely. And I have to say that our talent initiatives is a spectrum, and we talked about the end where we're trying to match people to jobs today, but also important to business people like yourselves. And as we talk to businesses, they say, we have to help our students understand soft skills, the leadership skills. And so Leader in Me is all about working with the students in K through 12 to develop a set of skills and habits that will allow them to be more successful in whatever they choose to do after K through 12 education, in higher education and in their work life. It is a program that we're doing cooperatively with the Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and Cedar Valley Catholic school systems to, by school, our goal is to have the program in all schools in those districts by 2020.
How many are we in now? Roughly?
17.
Okay, outstanding.
16, 17 schools, so we're about halfway there.
Great.
And we've been having great success. We are the only place in the globe that we're aware of that is trying to have this impact metro-wide. There are a lot of places that do it school by school, but we're the only place that have said we are going to change the Cedar Valley's student population, give them all, have leadership opportunities for all students to develop and use. So the system itself, again, adopted on a school-by-school basis, helps the faculty and staff first, and then the students adopt the Covey 7 habits of highly effective people. Repackaged so that it's on the school level, and that each student has a way to identify their leadership capabilities. To each teacher has a better understanding of their leadership opportunities within the district and so forth. So it's all about the soft skills side, not interfering at all with the curriculum, but the data is showing that behavior issues are going down and grades are going up in the places that are implementing Leader in Me, and we're thrilled about the partnership that we're building between businesses and educators.
I love the fact that you could have a first grader go all the way through 12th grade, Leader in Me, and then Danny's going to help them out and get them plugged in with an internship, get that hands-on experience, and then also helping the businesses there. You're really serving the Valley in so many factors. We have one final segment coming up after the short break. As you can tell, the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber doing some outstanding things for our community. Back with more right after the short break.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Today on Serving the Valley, we're spotlighting the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber. I'm learning a lot, and I hope you are as well, about these great services that this organization provides. So, CEO, for your 11th year, it's been fun to see where we've grown over the last 11 years, but also regionally. Cedar Valley, that's outstanding, but talk about your role with looking to grow, connect to other communities.
Right. One of our most important charges as an organization is to make sure that the entire economic area, the place that trades with each other and the place where people come to find work and go to work, is acting together as an economy. We want all of the cities within this economic area to be successful. The way I put it is, we want everyone's football team to win on Friday night. We want all the offering plates to be full on Sunday morning. We want everyone to be proud of their city. But understand that the economy works above all of that, that people from the outside of the Cedar Valley see us as an economic area. And that economic area is generally about 25 miles or so around Waterloo and Cedar Falls.
Okay.
That's where we naturally trade with each other.
Yep, it's not just Cedar Falls, Waterloo. You drew that circle.
Right, right. And so we're talking about New Hampton in manufacturing, all the way down to Traer, all the way over to Independence and a little bit farther, and over maybe to Highway 14 and down around Grundy Center and Rhinebeck and all those important cities to the Cedar Valley. And so on the economic development side, we have a formal partnership with all of our fellow developers in those areas to make sure that our message about the Cedar Valley and all of its attributes is getting out to the outer world and those who are looking for a place to locate. So when we talk to anyone on the outside, we're talking about the Cedar Valley and all of the attributes that we have. We're also working together to make sure that those businesses stay and grow here, and that we're reflecting the needs of their employees, the needs of their business. On the chamber side, we primarily work with Waterloo, Cedar Falls, but then we cooperate with all of our surrounding chambers as well, so that their marketplace is as strong, or all of our marketplaces are strong. So we want all of our businesses to look at how they can cooperate within this economic area to find and train employees, to source from each other, buy from each other, to make each other's business strong, and realize that the world looks at it as a region or an economic area and not as individual cities. So our role is to get everyone around the table, have that conversation about important topics to our big institutions, our small businesses, larger businesses, and then go work with government to make sure that they understand what our needs are and requirements, and go to businesses and help them understand the opportunities that they have to grow here.
So many opportunities here. It's an easy sales pitch to say, hey, start a business here, grow a business here, because the quality of life is so great, but because the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber is helping with that.
Right.
Where have we come in the last 11 years? Why is the next 11 years going to be just as exciting when you throw in TechWorks, when you throw in Leader Valley, Leader and Me? Why are you excited for the future? Why should the viewers be excited for what's on the horizon?
Well, they should, because I've been very, very pleased with our communities and their willingness to invest and take chances building things like the Cedar Valley Sportsplex and the new talk about having kayak courses in both Cedar Falls and Waterloo. And being able to connect Waverly, Cedar Falls, Waterloo, and other communities along the Cedar River. That's huge. And then to have other kinds of amenities that people can see and use for quality of life. Our trail system, my goodness. Everybody else brags because they have a railroad kind of running through, an old railroad bed running through town in a linear fashion. We have another transportation system on our trails. So we're very pleased with that aspect of it. We've been having very good fortune getting the attention of foreign businesses investing in the Cedar Valley over the last 10 years. Our manufacturing base has become a leader in the Cedar Valley in adoption of technology and the use of technology. So it's not just a manufacturing job, it's a technology job now. The diversity of our economy, manufacturing, healthcare, advanced healthcare, using advanced technologies to help people throughout their life. The information technology sector of our economy is growing. When we see the kinds of IT companies that are growing, some of them have been purchased by much larger firms and left here to grow and continue to do their business in a growth pattern here. In higher education, very, very important to the Cedar Valley, and they too are adopting the technologies that will help them grow and serve students in a variety of ways. So we are very excited about the future of the Cedar Valley from where we are today, a very strong, sound economy that is doing its best to grow in ways that will help everyone build their family's wealth and well-being, and while enjoying a terrific place to live.
Well, you're definitely leaving your mark and impacting K through 12 students, college students, the businesses themselves, the employees, and the community. Thank you for all that you and your staff does, because it is very impressive to look back, and if you compare it side by side with other communities, I encourage our viewers to log on and follow through social media and make sure you find information, because there are events, there are ways that you can get involved to help the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber continue to make the Cedar Valley an outstanding place to live. Steve, thank you so much for joining me, and we appreciate it.
On behalf of the 14 people who are with the Alliance and Chamber and get up every day to make this a better place to do business, I appreciate the chance.
Well, thank you, and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Serving the Valley, featuring the Greater Cedar Valley Alliance and Chamber. Have a wonderful day.